Guys, quick story time video because I just got home and something happened today that was quite interesting, and I wanted to talk about it while it's fresh in my mind. I went to the store. I could not see my family today, so I couldn't do any kind of Easter stuff with my niece. So we're going to see them soon, early in the week, and I wanted to go get eggs and food coloring and vinegar and stuff like that last minute because we're going to do the dyeing of the eggs with her, after the fact because we didn't get to spend time with her today. But anyway, I was at the store just picking that stuff up real quick, and I was on the grocery line, and there's this big dude on the other line, and the store is closing. It's closing early today, like 8 o'clock. And so I'm in there, and they're literally closing in about 15 or 20 minutes. So there's a couple people on the lines there, and they're all kind of clustered. They only have the 2 lanes open, basically. So there's a bunch of people right there. I'm online. The guy's ringing up my stuff. And I know this other guy in the other line, he friggin' huge, must have been like, I don't know, 7'2", 7'3", big dude, much wider than me as well, probably pushing easily, 400 pounds, 450 pounds. But I noticed he's staring at me. So I didn't really think anything of it at first. And then, I'm almost done ringing up my stuff. And he kind of leans over, and he's right next to like the cashier, and he says, "Excuse me." And I notice he's talking to me. I'm like, "Oh, yeah." And he says, I want to ask you why you're carrying a knife around your neck. As you guys know, I carry a neck knife, pretty much all the time now. It doesn't matter what knife I happen to have. I always have it on me. And so he asked me, why are you carrying a knife around your neck? And I get this question, not like that. Occasionally people will say, what is that? It's an interesting necklace, people will say. It's actually surprising to me how many people look at this, because I get looks constantly everywhere I go. I can tell people looking down, like trying to figure out what the hell that is. I've gotten everything from, is that some kind of Indian thing, to, it's a really extravagant necklace. Not a lot of people actually know it's a knife. It has the shape, even if you don't know what this is, you can see it's knife shaped. But hey, that's fine. Not everyone's into knives. Not everyone knows it's a knife. Occasionally I'll get like, oh, what is that? And I'll tell people, hey, it's a knife, and I show it to them and stuff. Like, oh, pretty cool. I actually get a pretty positive response from people. But in this particular case, guy asked me, and he's got a very serious face on. And I say, well, it's a neck knife. I carry it because it's an extremely useful tool. And he says, and by the way, everyone's standing around online while this conversation's happening. I'm getting rung up, for my groceries. And he says, well, I asked because I'm a deputy sheriff, and it's a little concerning to me to see someone carrying a knife around the neck. So at this point, I'm in my mind, I'm going a mile a minute thinking about what I'm going to respond to this guy. And what just happens to naturally come out is, well, I also carry a knife in my pocket. And I asked him, I said, well, why does this concern you more than the knife in my pocket? And he said, well, it's very easily accessible. And if you wanted to hurt someone, that because I'm a deputy sheriff and stuff, these are the things that I notice in public. And it was a little concerning that you're walking around with a knife around your neck. It's a little odd. And I said, well, not that it's any of your business, but I'm also concealed carrying. Does that concern you? And so he says, well, if you have a permit to carry, that's fine. And I said, so it's okay that I have a gun on me right now, but you're concerned about the knife around my neck. And the old lady that was standing behind me on my register line turns to this guy and looks up at him because he's friggin' huge. And she says, he's got a point. And I wanted to die laughing. The cop, or deputy sheriff in this case, says, well, it's just a little odd. That's why I ask. And I said, well, it's completely legal for me to be carrying my gun right now. It's completely legal for me to be carrying my knife in the destination I want to. And I said, to be honest, reaching for my knife in my chest is no different than reaching for my knife in my pocket. I said, it might be odd to you, but it doesn't pose any more of a threat. And I turned to the cashier, who I see all the time, and I said his name. I said, you see me here all the time. Have you ever felt threatened by me? And he's like, no. And he's like, honestly, I didn't even know. I always saw you wearing that big necklace. I didn't know what it was. And then the deputy sheriff just kind of turned around. And then when I was done with my stuff, at this point I'm paying, and I go to walk out, and the deputy sheriff, he said, well, you have a nice Easter. Sorry to have bothered you. Just like that. So just a really interesting interaction. I don't know if when he said goodbye, if it was a snarky type thing, or if he was sincere, like, hey, you know what? You opened my mind up to stuff. I shouldn't look at everyone, with anything that's potentially a weapon to be some kind of criminal. But it was a really interesting situation. Like I said, it's very, very common for me to get questions about this knife because it's out in the open. It's not very common to see someone carrying a knife around their neck, but it's no more dangerous. It's not extra concerning, you know, and to have a deputy sheriff like this ask me about it in public in front of, it's not even like he, you know, took me aside or everything, just out in the open with a bunch of people sitting there listening to this conversation. Um, I love that the old lady stuck up for me and points. She's like, he's got a point. Just like in a movie, in a scene in a movie, she's like, he's got a point. It was really funny. It was funny to me afterwards. In the moment, I got a little flustered because I wanted to say so much stuff to this guy. I didn't want to come across as like some kind of a douche, though. I didn't want to be like, oh, it's my right to, you know, because people like that, if you're really pushy about your rights, people don't respect them as much. It almost seems like you're abusing them. Kind of like some of the people who open carry, but like they don't do it in a very respectful way. They do it as kind of like an aha, like it gives them an empowerment of some kind. There's people who open carry who are awesome, okay, awesome people, and then there's people who open carry who are, you know, total assholes. To be honest, it depends on how you present yourself. You're not above the law because you happen to have a gun on you. No one really gives a crap, to be honest. But it was just a really interesting interaction. I've never had that happen before, where a police officer openly talked to me and let me know that, hey, it's concerning to me to see you walking around with a knife. You're posing some kind of a threat. You know, it was really weird. It was an interesting conversation, though. I'm glad I said what I said. I mean, I was totally caught off guard. I'm doing some last minute grocery shopping before the place closes, and then I get hit with this question. And it's a question that I wish, like the whole ride home, I was thinking in my mind a million different ways I could have responded to that, you know, and ask, you know, him quite, hey, well, how often do you use a knife? Hey, you know, all this kind of stuff. But I didn't get a chance to prepare for it, which kind of sucks. I wish that I had the chance to like write an essay so I can spew this, you know, at him and really get his gears going in his head. But, you know, I think I understand from a police officer's perspective. They're trained that like anyone who's carrying a knife is a potential threat, but it doesn't mean they're going to do anything wrong. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be targeted as criminals. You shouldn't be targeted as someone who's extra dangerous. You know what I mean? I'm not extra dangerous because I carry a knife around my neck. You know, the guy who goes and stabs his girlfriend in a complete rage because she cheated on him, he's not a knife person, okay? He's just just a guy in the moment who happens to grab a knife in the kitchen. You know what I mean? The people who are perpetrating these knife crimes, they're never knife people. It never happens. They're average people that happen to use a knife in a convenient situation when they need a weapon. You know what I mean? The guy buying, you know, a couple $1,000s worth of knives every single year, they're not stabbing anyone, they're not slashing anyone, they're not threatening anyone. The criminals out there don't know a damn thing about knives, okay? So if you walk around, you see someone with a nice neck knife on, they're not posing a threat. They're just classy as hell. So anyway, that's it, guys. Thanks for listening to my quick little story. I just want to tell you while it's still fresh in my head. You know, I don't know, the more I think about it, it comes across a little bit rude. Let me know if you guys think that was rude of him to ask in that particular situation. He could have very easily asked me privately, you know, or showed his concern privately. To do it in that specific situation just seems rude to me. Like, I wouldn't randomly walk up to someone and ask why they have a huge mustache, you know, or point out that some guy is bald but has a 8-inch long ponytail that I don't happen to like. Yeah, I don't know. It just came off a little bit rude, but who knows? Maybe he was just literally just curious and you know, wasn't thinking much about it. Just happened to ask, but whatever. That was my situation today. I thought I'd share it with you guys. So thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I will see you guys soon. Take care.